It's the land of mission control, Houston, Texas, where the Rockets are ready to engage in an interconference showdown. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some terrific NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg. Anthony. Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Thompson is out there with Kevin Love. And it's Irving at the point guard position. And stolen by Love. Here's James. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now, here's Ariza. Here's Beverly. Smith, the pass to Harden. It's stolen by Smith. LeBron drives in. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Ariza against Love. The three from Harden. Love grabs the board. For Cleveland, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
Smith kicks to Love. And that one is stuffed right through.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Harden kicks to Beverly. His 3-pointers off the mark. Cavaliers have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Smith against Harden. Stolen by Thompson. Pushing it up. And finished off by LeBron.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And the Cavaliers with possession here. The Rockets making the shot. Back to Thompson. The tray. Kept alive. Dishes to James. Irving drives in. Out to Smith. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Rockets trail by 8. Harden outside. Inside. Here's Smith.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Irving kicks to Smith.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that. Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost. Timeout
is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Iman Shumpert's checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving.
And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road.
1:16 left to play here in the first. Mozgov dishes to Fry. Cleveland moving it around. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. I mean, could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
Shumpert with the steal. LeBron James on the wing, covered by Smith. And now it's a double-digit lead. And it's 8 points for LeBron.
That's 4 connections and 5 tries now for him in what's been a great first quarter.
Smith kicks to Harden. Down low. Here's Howard. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flow.
It's Ariza on the wing. Mozgov with the steal. Goes up. Ahead. And stolen by Ariza. Oh, and here comes Smith. All alone. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
Tell you what, that was all made possible by the heads-up defense at the other end.
And I love that as soon as they get their hands on the basketball, they immediately get...
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Cavaliers on top, up by 6, and will return shortly. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Ariza is the small forward and Smith the 4. Everly and Harden, they're the backcourt. And it's Howard in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. It's the 5 for Houston right now.
Now, one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench points.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. Free throw good. Iman Shumpert. 2 shots. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
And the shot is good.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
Ariza with the buckets.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Here's Shumpert. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I talked about that. And Clark, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
Well, looking back on last season, you could see the Rockets were tough at home. They just were relentless at going at teams.
Yeah, how about a 30-11 record last year? And a lot of close ones for them, but that home crowd at times could just really will them to victory.
As it did help in the series against the Clippers last year in the playoffs. From deep, Harden.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And it's Smith missing.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense. And, for Houston's wins at home, a lot of it had to do with their three-point shooting. I mean, they shot an average of 35% from behind the arc at home, but kept their opponents to under 30% on the year in Houston.
And, guys, this is what makes Houston so good and why they've been so good for so long. In the last 31 seasons, they've only had 2 losing seasons. Only team in the league to do that.
Timeout called, Cleveland. Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs, swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Smith. Andrew Godlock comes in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverley.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Throws it up high. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Godlock passes to Beasley. Terry kicks to Howard. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
No denying it, injuries were a big part of the storyline in the Cavs postseason. Fortunately, LeBron James was otherworldly after the first round. Took care of the Bulls, then went on to sweep the Hawks to get back to the finals.
Terry gets to Ariza. The pass to Godlock. Terry outside. Right wing. Houston moving the ball around. No good from Beasley.
And for the Cavs last season, their toughest test would be in the finals against the Warriors. Like every other team, they just couldn't handle the Warriors for a full series. A great run to the finals, and surely they'll want to return there this season.
The Cavaliers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
I know that's an aspect they've been trying to address as a team. I mean, they've got to get those free throw numbers up and improve.
It's tipped. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. And Howard with the stuff.
Well, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense just like that.
And, Clark, the best way to get that early offense is with steals that allows you to get out in transition.
How about that, breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
It's Terry outside. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Terry's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The drive by James. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Cavaliers lead by 6.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Feeds it to Howard. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And it's going to go on Iman Shumpert.
one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Beasley. Harden comes in for Godley. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jason Terry. Channing Frye's checked in for Cleveland. Kyrie Irving comes in for Shumpert.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
For the Rockets, Cabella's checked in, and Corey Brewer's subbed in for Trevor Ariza. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Smith comes in for Matthew Dellavedova.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second. Kevin, he's definitely making his presence felt here in the first half. He's been very effective so far.
That's a 2 from Smith. Rebound by Smith.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And he's going up for the alley-oop. And stolen by James. And the first half is now in the books. Cavaliers lead by 9. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
All right, Houston, coming up the corner.
Now the third quarter has to get going. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
It's as if he can get to the rim any time he wants. And in that first half, he wanted to quite a bit.
And that's where his points were coming from. I mean, the defense has to do a much better job of challenging him at the rim.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. And it's Thompson in at the 5. Passes to Harden. To the wing on the left. And Beverly kicks to Smith. And stolen by Love. Nice shot by Smith. Smith's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Cavs.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
It's no secret, Clark, what this Houston Rockets team wants to do. They want to get to the line, drive the lane, and hurt you from outside the arc.
And they'll do it all at a very fast pace. I mean, they're fun to watch. The pace is something that I think sneaks up on teams sometimes, Kevin.
Good point.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
And no doubt the Rockets were one of the faster-paced teams in the league last year. When you have the firepower they do, you want it to become a scoring fest.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for the Cavaliers. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action.
A lot of the wins for the Rockets, guys, I thought last year came from just wearing down their opponent. I mean, you can keep up with their pace for a quarter, maybe two, but it's very hard to sustain it for 48 minutes shot for shot.
Clock at 6. Irving drives in. Love dishes to Irving. It's rebounded by Houston. Howard's got his third rebound on the night. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That's his first foul. Stolen by Thompson.
And a sloppy stretch for him. Now 2 turnovers in 3 minutes. He's got to focus in and value the ball. I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
Here's Irving. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got 4 assists in the game. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Ariza.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Here's Thompson. This is the most they've led by, 13 points.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Ariza goes in. And stolen by Love. Oh, and here comes Smith all alone. And he gets it to go.
Boy, they've got them on their heels the way they've been running the ball up and down, right down their throat.
Yeah, some explosive plays we're seeing now in transition have really keyed this run.
Smith. Another miss by Houston.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And the basket good.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Harden kicks to Howard. It's stolen by Smith. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Irving can't hit.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. And pushing it up is Cleveland again in transition. And Thompson kicks to Irving. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
A different look now for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Iman Shumpert in for Kyrie Irving. Rockets trail by 19. The dish to Beverly. To halt the run. And the shot no good, a bit short.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
Mozgov passes to Fry. Here's Shumpert. Cleveland the rebound. Cleveland moving it around. And it's Dellavedova missing.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Ariza.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Love comes in for Channing Frye. James checked in for Shumpert. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. LeBron shot is off.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Cleveland ahead, up by 16. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Ariza is the small forward and Smith the 4. Patrick Beverly out there with Corey Brewer. And it's Capella in the center position. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Cleveland.
Well, they forced a decent number of turnovers in this one, fellas, and they've turned most of those turnovers into points.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
So it's the Rockets now. It's an 18-point game. Harden makes it off the glass.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
Now, you know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
Howard's checked in for Capella.
Dwight Howard.
The Cavaliers leading by 16. Smith for three. Dwight Howard pulls it in. Howard's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Ariza with the bucket. Here's Irving. Here's LeBron. Hits the front of the rim and out. And for Houston, they're shooting about 59% from the floor. Offensively, they've been running without a hitch. And stolen by Howard. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. First free throw is good.
Trevor Ariza.
Second free throw, no good. For the Cavaliers, Channing Frye's checked in for Love.
Channing Frye.
Shumpert comes in for J.R. Smith.
Shumpert.
And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving.
I'm from. I make the 6 straight jump from SoCal, Hollywood to the slums. Get burnt by the California sun on the west